Good morning, everyone. My name is Daniel Kudihari. Today, we are having a very, very interesting topic. We're going to be discussing the artificial insemination. So, I don't know what artificial insemination is in Sesotho, so I can't even try to forge it. Maybe if I try to explain it to an ordinary Mosotho woman and men, I can say, ha re bua ka artificial insemination, re bua ka monehelo wa letsoho ho latela mo Basotho ba bona ba e hlalosang ka teng. So re na le ntate eo e leng expert ho hla agribusiness network le Lesotho ditabeng tsa AI. Ke yena a itletla a re thusa ho thopothetsa kutlwisiso ya rona madi taba tse amanang le AI. Lo go hlalosetsa rona AI e sebetsa jwang hobane AI ena e le bohlokwa ka peka bohlokwa haholo ka tlisong ya mehlape ya rona e ka ba ya dikgomo tsa lebese ka ba dikgomo tsa nama, but our focus today is going to be on the artificial insemination, particularly for dairy. So you are welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. Welcome, Daddy. Could you please introduce yourself by telling our viewers who you are and where you're coming from, and introduce the AI to them? Firstly, you will have to explain what is AI so that they can understand it. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, viewers. I'm Benedict Mabena. I'm residing in SA, Gauteng. I've been doing AI for quite almost 11 years now, and mostly in the dairy industry. So yeah, that gives me a big chance in allowance to be an AI expert. So I quite know a lot of things in dealing with dairy cows. And the term AI is, that Daniel explained it to you, it's artificial insemination, meaning whereby we do things artificially, not natural mating with bulls or whatever you gonna be having or using with the mating procedures. So I would like to start with when doing AI, it's artificial, as I said earlier, and the procedures that are taken on doing AI are very easy. And
Okay. Maybe before you go there, you can firstly start by telling us the significance of having AI. What are the importance of AI? Maybe for the sake of our viewers, I can say, if one is interested in a certain pool or the traits of a certain pool, and you don't have such a pool, even if it is not available in our country, through the use of AI, you can have
such a breed.
Yeah, such a breed you can have, even if you don't have that physically, even if you don't have that good physically at your farm. So that tell me the importance of AI. Maybe we can start there.
The importance of AI varies in many different ways and advantageous ways. Going back to your question on if you want a breed of a bull or any kind of a breed, yet you don't have it on your farm or you need it like urgently, it's cheaper to buy a semen straw rather than buying the original breed or a live cow. Maybe you travel to Europe, then you like another breed outside, yes. Then it's going to cost you to buy the cow from the farmer and the cost of the flights and everything to bring it here to your country. So rather by cutting the cost, you can buy the straws. It's cheaper and also easy to transport. So, and other reasons, it also cuts off it reduces the incidence of sexual transmitted diseases, whereby the bull has got sicknesses or the female has got sicknesses. When they can mate, then you are engaging them to just having a transmitted disease from one cow to another. Whereby if you do AI, everything is done hygienic, clean, and well proven that when you are inseminating, you must make sure your ears are clean, the cow valves are clean, everything is done in the right way. Then it's better than the natural mating. There is no the cause of transmission on diseases here. Okay. So of course each cow has got its own straw. Okay. Rather than mating one bull with 10 cows in a day also. And hence another advantage of AI is it gives you allowance and access for easy management and easy calving record, and it also gives you a big allowance to monitor your head. It improves the performance of the head as well, and it also allows you to improve the number of your breeding program, whereby you can buy sexed semen. Sexed semen is where the sperm is designed to produce more progenies for any desired sex of the cow. What I'm trying to say is a sexed semen is a sperm producing more progenies for a desired sex. That tells you if you buy that sexed semen registered with heifers, it will give you 90 to 80% of heifers coming out from the calving period. If it's registered on bull cows, then you're going to get 80 to 90% of the bull cows.
Okay, meaning if I want a female cows, if I can use the sexed semen, it's possible to get?
Yeah, 90 to 80% of female cows that you will get from calving.
Okay, the other question that I want to ask is that maybe these semens that one farmer can buy to inseminate his cows, suppose one buys them from Europe, the fact that it is being put inside a cow here, meaning it will be easy for the cows to adapt to the environment of where the insemination is being made. Because if you're taking, for example, you buy a cow from Europe and then bring it here, it may find difficulties in adopting the environment here if it is a live cow. Yeah? But then if you import such a breed in the form of artificial insemination, putting it inside the cow makes it easy for adoption, is it?
Yeah, it grows, it adapts and relates to the environment because it will grow up in that same environment, so it's easier for that offspring to adapt the environment rather than buying the live cow and bring it to another different environment. So you might find out by doing that, that cow will never survive for long, or it will end up having many sicknesses. Rather than buying a semen, then you breed it in your own country, they need to adapt their environment.
Okay, comparing mating of cows through the bull and also artificial insemination, between the two, the conception rate, how is it?
The AI conception rate is more highly than the natural mating with the bull. Because you might find out you have a bigger bull, yet your females are small. Then it also goes to the advantages of doing AI. If you have bigger bulls and your females are too small, they're going to have problems of pelvis dislocation when the bulls are mounting on the females, of which it will result you to a bad conception. It's either the bull can mate or never mate because the bull is too heavy for the female. Or else that bull is not performing well, it's old or the sperm count is too very low. So by doing AI, those straws of semen are proven to be more accurate when you do the right insemination.
Okay, as you know, they say that there's not love without the silver line. Come to the disadvantage of the disadvantages of the AI. What can be some of the things that you can say? Even though the AI is good, but still there are some disadvantages that you can
A red line for AI is as compared when you take both the true AI and the natural mating with the bulls, the offsprings of the bulls are a bit much stronger than the ones from AI, according to health-wise energy and performance. So the reason for AI, they are strong, but not as much as stronger than the one that has been made with the natural mating. That's one disadvantage of AI.
Okay. Tell me, sir, for someone who has got no idea about the AI, how it's done, could you please explain from the start to finish how the artificial insemination is carried out, all those processes?
By doing AI, it has to start from your ketos, from your head. Normally, many farmers are doing synchronization, whereby preparing your cows on heat a month ahead before the AI season started. So you can tail paint your cows or use the bulling beacons or the strips. Those three methods will help you to identify which cows are on standing heat. So normally, by doing AI, you don't just do insemination to a cow. There is some procedures that you must know and take. If a cow is on heat, it should be already 100% standing heat, then that cow will be inseminated. So use tail painting, bulling beacons or strips. If one of those three gives you a right answer, meaning by if it's a bulling beacon or strips, they works the same. The beacon should be completely red. That would allow you that this cow is on standing heat. If it's a tail painting, the tail painting that you applied on top of the cow's tail would be completely rubbed off when the other cows are still mounting on it. So you know that cow is also on standing heat. So when you have those cows, you put them in your race, then make sure you clean the valves and you prepare your semen, take your semen from the flask, you throw it into a semen thrower with a temperature marked 37 degrees. If it goes higher than 37, then that water will kill your semen. If it gets lower from 37, or let me say it has to be 36.8 ranging to 37. If it's get too much lower, then still your semen is not ready to work with. So you have to work it out from 36.8 to 37. Then after that, you have to dry up your semen, strong, then you insert it in your pistol gun, you cut it off, then you put a sheath. That's how you load your straw for the semen. Then you put it under your arm. Some they like, mostly they put under the arm, few so they put in the mouth. But you go to the cow when you are working with your cows. And the place should be quiet. The cows on heat, they don't need stress. If they have noise and being pushed roughly, the hormones of them being on heat will drop. So they must be kept in a nice quiet place and you push them nicely. Then when you get there, you must check each and every cow that you are inseminating. The valve is still cleaned. There is no down at the valve or on the tail. You clean it nicely, then you inseminate. By doing the process of AI, you use your left hand side, or obviously you put a glove on. Then you use your left hand side in. They are now passage. Then this right hand, you are holding your pistol gun with the semen. Then you direct that right hand with the pistol gun through the valve. Then it goes through the uterus. So the hair that is inside the cow, that is going to direct your gun through the cervix. Then when you are inside the cow, you direct your pistolate gun as well to go pass through the cervix. If you pass the cervix, you will feel the holes in front there. Those are sensitive, too sensitive things inside the cow. They are very soft. So you don't have to press them harder. Just after you pass the cervix, you will feel that your pistolate gun is through. Then you feel with your thumb or your small finger here. Then you deposit your semen in between the holes.
Okay, still on that. You're saying, when I'm inserting in the cervix, when it is entering, I will feel with my left hand.
Yeah, if it's through the cervix.
If it's through the cervix.
Yeah.
Okay.
You feel it inside that is passed through, because the cervix is like a pipe inside like your throat here.
Okay.
So from the 50 point here on the mouth of the cervix,
yes,
it has to go through pass and goes to the end.
Okay.
So when it's at the end here, you must feel it with your thumb or your other small finger here that is through. So you must avoid not to let your pistol gun go through to the horns, because it's too soft. If you scratch the horns, then your chances of getting that cow pregnant are too less. Then you deposit your semen just in between the horns. Each side where the ovulation is taking place, the semen will swim to that either left hand side or right hand side. It depends which side is the ovulation is taking place.
Okay.
Then after that, then you have to stimulate before you take off your hand from the cow. You stimulate inside, you stimulate. Then you ring the bell just here by the valve to show if the cow is got the semen in. Then by doing that, you are done. You go to the next cow, but make sure all the cows have been cleaned and or checked. If there is conditions whereby maybe one cow is too skinny, definitely don't inseminate too skinny cows, because they will also suffer from heavy pregnancy, and normally they do abort or get miscarriages.
Okay. So I heard you saying we should not inseminate skin cows because they will have some problems. So it brings us back to the point of body schooling.
Yeah.
Which code do you think qualifies for the artificial insemination?
I would say 2.7 is skinny, but you can also inseminate that cow. But for me, it's too skinny. Honestly, from 3 and upwards, then you can inseminate the cows.
Okay, talk about the what, when the time before the cow is being inseminated, highlighting on the cycles of the days. After, for the first time, you realize that this cow is on heat. Ne? What are the processes that should be followed up until you inseminate that cow? What should you be aware of?
Every from 1 to 18 days, the cows goes to on their cycle. From 18 to 21, they will be on the staining cycle or on the ovulation cycle. After 18 to 21 days. So let's say you check the cow in the fields or wherever they are. From day 1, it will start showing you that it will be mounting others, and then later on the others will be mounting that same cow, because there are symptoms of telling that the cow is getting on heat. It will start bellowing like a bull. It's hyperactive. You would even see with the ears, they are running up and down, and so those symptoms must give you an alarm that no, this cow is normally getting on heat. But then, if it's on standing heat, it doesn't mount on the other cows. The other cows will mount on the cow. Then, from there, you have some, they use the picking sticks to check for the boostering, because the boostering will also highlight you that this cow is 100% on heat. If the boostering is clear and perfectly fine, note that thick, it must be water in between, then you know you are ready to inseminate that cow. If the boostering is thick or cloudy emulsion or dirty, that cow needs to be douched. You must clean that cow before you inseminate. After 3 days, you have to follow up on that cow and check. You will retrace that cow again on the days of the cycle. From day 1, you spotted that cow. Then, when you got that cow that is on standing heat, obviously you do the same. Put it in a race and give it down.
Yeah. So tell me, when one identifies the bull of which to select or to buy the semen from, what they should be aware of? Maybe let's say I'm keeping my Holstein cows or GC cows or whatever breed. Before one goes to buy the semen, what factors they should consider in selection of the semen? Or they can just go and buy any kind of a semen?
No, you'll be pointing a gun into your own head by doing that.
Okay.
You can go, like I say, AI has got many advantages. If you want to buy sexed semen, that's an advantage. And much as well, you have to also check the genetic history of that semen, the bull.
Mm-hmm.
If the bull has a nice background, you also have to see the bull if it's around, and you have the history of the bull and the other offsprings of that same bull, how they adapt in the certain different places and how they react or act towards the environment in the way they should be grown up. So that will be the rule number 1 before you buy the semen.
Mm-hmm.
Go to genetic history or background. Then that will help you whether you're going to purchase for the straws or you're going to choose that bull's semen or what.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk about the inbreeding. I don't know what is that inbreeding and what is the impact of the environment?
That is also going back to the advantages of doing AI, because inbreeding normally does happen when you're using bulls. When a bull mates, you give a female to mate with, then that female in 9 months' time will give birth to will calve to a heifer cow. A heifer is a female cow. Then when that calf is growing, then obviously normally it will also goes on the cycle stages. It will meet the bull maybe in 1.5 years or 2 years. Then the same bull is gonna mate the daughter. Mm-hmm. That's whereby they call inbreeding. Then it will reduce your breeding program, and also even the performance of the head will start to drop or decline.
Mm-hmm.
By that inbreeding, mating of the same genes.
Okay. Talk about the crossbreeding and also the impact of the environment.
The crossbreeding normally it allows you to reform. For example, you have got Holsteins, and then you buy the Jersey semen. If you inseminate